Moisty, what's on, bud? Oh, living the dream. Doing a doing a nice little one-off the off season here to give everybody a little action of this season 5 racing series here. That is a 5 series, basically a 5 event series. For those drivers who are not in the T1 qualification already due to their performance last season, or the Tier 2 champion, J Supreme, with an opportunity to vie for one of the 8 spots left. As you see here, we are in one-shot qualifying, but unlike the normal season standards, where it is a one-shot quality, sprint race, then feature race, this is just simply a one-shot quality and then feature, so it is all or nothing. Fort Ponzer somehow using some of his real life experience here, who was at the top of the leaderboard, now dropping back very, very quickly to the end of it, with Jamie Shelby in Curbs Hurt F1 up in the top mix. Couple Tier 2 drivers vying for, or excuse me, Tier 1 drivers vying for an opportunity to remain in, that being not Snoopy, because he's back, but Loaded Beast, Frying Oak, Big Moist, Woody Mane, and I believe it was Jamie Shelby also, or the 4. I have a late arrival of JMN12 now joining in. He's making it. He'll be starting at the back of the grid for the start of the feature race, with iRifle now having DNF'd in his run. Woody Mane not really caring about his qualification run, as we now see him joining the party, so he clearly does not like what he saw happen in his opening lap here. So far, Nathan Pocus with the fastest Sector 1, but not doing too good in Sector 2, as it would be Curbs Hurt coming up with a 28.5. Nathan Pocus 0.3 of a second slower in that Sector 2, but he crosses the line first with the fastest overall Sector 1 and the fastest overall lap time by only 39 thousandths of a second.
Right in the back of the dog.
I had an absolute heater here the other night when I was on Friday when I was testing out no TC. I was faster than Pyrex. It felt really good, man.
Track since league race. I haven't really touched the game.
Who is in third? Wonder Waffle is not third. That would be Snoopy Oyster.
Yeah, I got you. You big Winnie spinning right now.
I can't believe you've done this. Oh, very quick turnaround. That countdown was very fast, as we are now getting ready to come up to the line. Alright, so we gotta get rid of one.
Damn.
Put in Snoopy.
Motherfuckers that already up that fast.
Hey, who qualified in P5? I know it's not.
In disguise.
Oh, In Disguise was P5?
Yeah.
In Disguise 12. Alright, what about P9? Hang on one second.
Lights are going out, so I couldn't tell you.
And the lights are way and down.
Like to have fun in turn one.
It's Big Winnie. He's here last week. I don't know who he is, but
Like he
looks
was
like so
just
far.
talking Discord.
Loaded Beast and
his
Snoopy
name
Oyster
is.
running side by side here now. Got in disguise in the Aston Martin. Trying to figure out real quickly. We're gonna get these set up so I can get all the stuff correct for their starting position. So let's look at here. Grid number 14 was Big Winnie. Big Winnie 62. Grid 13 was Pichot.
Oh,
Grid
thanks,
number 9
Rifle.
was Harper.
Yeah, dive bomb it on the fucking last corner. That was a smart move. Dude, what the fuck is JMN doing? These dudes really just love to dive bomb when they don't have the space. Jesus Christ. Oh, and there goes my car.
And we got a lot going on here with the middle of the pack here, all bunched together. It's probably going to get a little bit ugly now as we got contact between Loaded
These
Beast and
fucking
Granny Panty,
retards
and it's
don't know
taking
how
out
to drive.
everybody. Big Boy or Jim DeCream caught up in that. Oh, it is pandemonium. Loaded Beast spinning around in front of traffic, almost DNFs. A Big Moist. Good Lord, have mercy.
Good. That's what he gets for dive bombing people.
Oh, and JMN DNS after one lap. But we now have a little bit of battle here for the P3 position as Jamie Shelby and Curbs are hot on the tail of one another. Curbs backs off just a little bit. Looks to get a little bit of a bobble here. Not exactly sure what was going on for him. But it looks like Nathan Pocus is going to jump out to a nice 2-second lead over In Disguise, one of the newcomers as well.
Yeah, we're under a safety car.
And now there is a safety car for the JMN rack.
Yeah.
Not sure what Jamie Shelby's doing running side by side with In Disguise, but you're going to have to sort that out very, very quickly, gentlemen. Let's be right here. Alright, Alex Morris. Oh yeah, JMI. Oh, Nathan Pocus potentially with some front wing damage. That could play a factor here. We go into the pits here. Majority of the cars starting on the hards, but we do, or I'm sorry, on the mediums, but we do have 2, 4, 5, I believe 6 drivers electing to start on the hards. A little bit of an alternate strategy here. Looks like the Alpine, Team Alpine, both electing to start on the hards. The McLaren team are playing open and Phil Mustard. Don't pay attention to its B-Rut. It is still the one and only Phil Mustard. Running on the alternate strategy, and well, we can assume to offset the strategies there for the two drivers. What? What do you say? Oh, hey. I don't even know if I've been heard the past little bit when I've been talking, but that's okay.
I heard this.
No one heard it. Nobody wants to listen to me. I don't blame them. We do have a handful of newcomers, though, here for season number 5. You have Nathan Pocus, who joined in the middle of last year. In Disguise, Curbs Hurt, Big Winnie. All new drivers this year hoping to race in. And we have the return of Snoopy Oyster, who 1-2 dipped out. And now we see Nathan Pocus jumping in on lap 2, presumably to go ahead and get some wing damage fixed here. Let's go ahead and see if we are indeed correct. They do, in fact, have a wing out. It will be a change to the hard compound tires and a new wing. It looks like he is now going to push those tires for 21 more laps. And the safety car actually not going to be all that bad for him, as he'll be able to stay on the back of the field, hopefully avoid any potential incidents that happen in front of him, and run those tires to the lead, or potentially setting him up for a late race safety car to be in good position and not really lose all that much time, put on a fresh set of softs, and not have to be in the back again.
God damn, for being such a fast track, it's such a slow safety car.
Indeedy. What's this In Disguise dude's name?
I don't know.
Grand Man in Bots. Alright.
Oh, Snoopy left. Gotta be coming in.
The field's all stacked up. Looks like it is. In Disguise, probably not. Hopefully he read the rules. So far, looks like he is maintaining speed, but now he's starting to drop. Hopefully, looks like a little bit of a rev limiter there from the game as he is quickly back up to speed. And it looks like we're going to have a very smooth restart, as they are up and away already in the 100 miles an hour. But Jamie Shelby with a great restart. Hot on the
I don't know
tail
what loading
of
still
In
on
Disguise.
passing me before the line.
Oh, and it looks like there's almost contact as Jamie Shelby makes a very, very aggressive lunge down in. That opens the door also for Curbs to go ahead and potentially get on the inside. And he does try to make a little bit of switchback, but it looks like In Disguise is going to be able to get the better exit somehow, despite losing the position by the end of the turns. The first 2 turns, it will be In Disguise back out front, really making those medium tires work. Big Moist not very happy with Loaded Beast, who's now jumped up 2 positions very quickly.
Before the line, it's an illegal fucking pass.
Clip it.
Yeah. God. Yep, there goes my car.
Oh no. Pashao and Big Moist both going around there. Hey, it's a long race, plenty of time to go.
Fuck this. Spinning and I'm wrecking it.
No, you're not. We need you.
I am.
Moisty, we need you in Tier 1. I'm no traction control this year. We are ready to go.
Nah, we're wasting an hour driving in the back.
I would expect there's going to be another safety car, especially with the way In Disguise and Jamie were running.
Damage. Over.
Notice the tail for the first top 3 drivers here. As In Disguise actually starting to gap a little bit on Jamie Shelby now, maintaining somewhere around about a 7:10, says Jamie Shelby with some serious straightaway speed, really bringing in 0.3 of a second on In Disguise without using any ERS. Really shows you just how much aerodynamics and downforce can play a factor on these cars, as we're going to go ahead and ride on board with Jamie Shelby and see what he does here on the pit straights as Port Poser goes around and makes it now a 3-horse race in the back. If you didn't hear me mention it earlier, the top 8 drivers in the standings at the end of this 5-event mini-series will get the transfer spots into Tier 1, with the remaining drivers all moving into T2. Last week we only had a 13-14 car field, so it's set up a very nice little position for those who are able to make the first race to get a much-needed advantage and get some very valuable points. This week, as you can see, we have 19 drivers, as Dream to Cream picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to be good. Big Moist in the pits on the hard tires. Fort Ponzer and Pachow also in the pits, putting on mediums. A little bit of an interesting call there. Must have been starting on the hards. They're going to try to make those tires stretch all the way to the end or potentially go to a 2-stop strategy. Moist, are you thinking a 1-stop as we have another spin here?
I have no idea. I'm just going to go with the flow. See what happens. These hards are not going to last this long.
The hards can definitely last that.
If I'm racing for points, probably not. I got a lot of ground to cover.
Hey, all you need to do is be in the top 8. And that is your target window. And after a nice P5 finish last week, sitting okay in the points. So every little bit helps you.
Eat this track.
Tap me in, coach. Let me run under the Big Moist name. Do you proud.
Hey, if you want, man, go for it.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Probably do better off, to be honest. I hate this track. I like last year's version. This year kind of sucks.
I've gotten the hang of it now. The wheel definitely makes it easier. We're going to go ahead and ride on board here with Prying Oak, who has been on the rear wing of Snoopy Oyster for a little bit of time. He's really trying to work that esports gear ratio there where they just wind out the revs. And, Gear 4 and 5 through that series of S's as we come on the final left-hand turn of Sector 1. And coming up to the timing loop for the start of Sector 2. Looks like Snoopy Oyster was able to get out a little bit better through that rhythm section there than Prying. As Snoopy goes around! Snoopy goes around in front of traffic! Oh, it's pandemonium as he's just sitting on the track, but it's allowing people to go ahead and get by. Will he have enough time to get it spun around before the other drivers catch up? Yes, he does indeed. But, oh no, the commentator's curse strikes once again as Snoopy Oyster goes around in the middle of the pack from P7. Oh, and we got another car in the wall. Pichau hard into the wall, breaks his wing, loses it, gets back going, but now there's debris on the track. I don't believe there's going to be a safety car or the need for a VSC as this safety crew is going to be able to jump on there and remove it. Big Moist now running in your 18th and final position. Fort Ponzer 22 seconds off the lead as we now have a 3-car battle for the lead, and P4 and 5 using each other's DRS train to get up on these two as we are going to stay on board here as Curbs has gotten around Jamie Shelby and is now looking to make quick work of In Disguise. Curbs, though, now setting your fastest lap of the race at a 1:33.132. Jamie Shelby, very fast driver. If he can stay smart and doesn't get in his own head, then he can potentially win this thing, but he has to get out of his own head and not DNF. As you can see, though, a little bit of the latency here for the British driver. You're seeing him jump and rubber band all over track. Not sure if he's experiencing that on his end, but it could potentially be helping him as he has a great exit here out of turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's 9 or 10. Of what I believe is a 25 or 26 turn Jeddah Chicoine circuit. And they're now in the DRS zone as Curbs is hoping to do every little thing he can to get over In Disguise. Actually, I believe Curbs Hurt F1 is American. I was mistakenly speaking about Jamie Shelby there. My apologies as we go ahead and look to get this correct as they are in the second DRS zone. Which I've never really been sure. Is the DRS zone that starts before the finish line considered the first or the last DRS zone on the track? I believe it would be the last. Oh! And In Disguise gets loose coming out of the turn. Loses the position to Curbs, but is able to save it and get up to speed without losing any other time or a position and remains in P2, although it has now opened the door for Jamie Shelby to dive down the inside. They're gonna, oh! Curbs, the 3 leaders all together now in the wall. All 3 leaders in the wall together. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. As now they're all having to spin around. Jamie Shelby putting the move on In Disguise, but don't know if there was contact there and went wide and then got into Curbs. Not sure what happened there, but all 3 leaders 100% getting together in turns 1 and 2, going into the outside wall barriers of turn 2. That allows Alex, Harper, Granty, all to get in front. So it is from 2nd to 4th for In Disguise. It is from 3rd to 6th for Jamie Shelby. And your biggest loser there, your leader, Curbs, going from P1 to P13. as we have another Snoopy Oyster around yet again. It is now a 2-horse race in the back. It's B-Rut now, 32 seconds behind the leaders. So basically anybody really from P14 back needs a safety car to come out. But the way these drivers have been driving, it would not be all that surprising to see one happen. Fort now coming out of the pits, puts on the hard tires. He is good to go to the end of the race on those hards. As we have another caution, safety car again. Not safety car, excuse me. It is Jamie Shelby going around in the end of Sector 2, beginning of Sector 3, and it looks like also potentially, yep, just Jamie Shelby going around. It is absolute pandemonium as what was once your top 2 drivers, or in the top 3, I should say, battling for P1, 2, and 3. Curbs hurt Jamie Shelby now back out of the points finish, and In Disguise now running in P4. We knew there was going to be a chance for some fireworks as we were watching these guys all run nose to tail, using some late braking and aggressive moves. It'll be interesting to see what is submitted on the incidents report and if the stewards will have a busy night going into their Monday morning. Going back to look at that exchange, Curbs hurt, picking up rear wing damage from that. Jamie Shelby goes ahead and pits. It's a 7.45 pit stop. Had front wing damage. He has replaced that now on the hard tires. And it looks like In Disguise, who is running in P4 currently, somehow escaped that melee with no damage. Looking at now the ERS, it is Alex Morris with 29% as he now gets passed by Harper Shock. Needing to update his number. Harper Shock got on Alex Morris there. Gonna go ahead and ride on board with Alex Morris now. We got some action in the back. Jamie Shelby and Dream to Cream doing. Oh, we got Dream to Cream into the wall. Oh no. I believe Dream to Cream just came out of the pits and has now gone into the wall. That is unfortunate. Now he has front wing damage and will most likely. Oh, we got another car around. Oh, Loaded Beast sitting around Duck. Dream to Cream nowhere to go. Tries to go to the inside. Nails. Dream to Cream nails Loaded Beast. That's going to end his day. That's going to bring out a full course safety car. That is the break these drivers in the back, anywhere from 11P, really 10 and back, needed as they had just made their pit stops. Oh, absolute heartbreak for Dream to Cream. I don't know if there's any way for him to react. Loaded Beast doing the right thing by sitting in the track, but hitting the brakes, not moving to allow them. Dream to Cream went to the inside, just too hard to control with that front wing damage, unfortunately, and ultimately gets into Loaded Beast, and that will end his day, thus bringing out what we see currently in a full course safety car, as it is very busy in the pits, as we see a magnitude of pit stops happening and a few differentiating strategies. Alex Morris going on the hards, Harper Shock on the mediums, Granny Panty on the hards, Prying Oak on the mediums, In Disguise on the hards. From there on out, it is all medium tires being put on. So definitely a big swing in what we expected to see. Those on the hards probably in a little bit better position here with 14 laps remaining, but those mediums, they're going to be quick in the beginning. They might actually be the better play here. Unfortunately, in these esports types of scenarios, it's very hard to kind of gauge what your strategy is. A lot of times the drivers who start on the hard tires are going to actually lose out because of a late race safety car or an early safety car that allows them to have to kind of forced their hand to stay out or pit early for those mediums, and those drivers putting on the hards able to run those tires much longer into the race. As Harper Shock on the outside of Alex Morris, not sure what's going on there. But Alex Morris with a very good pit stop. Bless you. Tonight's race sponsored by Captain Morgan Spice Rum and Dr. Pepper. It's not really sponsored, but I can still say I'm drinking it. Shout out. And the post-race meal brought to you by Heinz J with some chicken flautas. Flautas. So how about Joe Mixon's scoring more points than any other 1 o'clock game on his own? 215 all-purpose yards and 5 touchdowns. Shout out to Joe Mixon. Definitely a player who kept his head down, kept quiet, and bettered himself after unfortunate incident in Oklahoma.
What's up, Woody?
Big Moist and Woody Man, our in-car commentators, now back together again in P12, P13. Woody on a decent little strategy, though, is it looks like he did pick up a penalty. Let's go ahead and see what that is for. A 3-second penalty. That's going to be warnings or corner cutting. Unfortunately, that could potentially get overturned if it was avoiding an incident. Nah.
Give me that towel. We'll get past these dudes. I'll give you a gap.
And this just comes to show you that it doesn't matter the livery you're in. It's all about who you know and who you can be friends on and off the track with. Here we have 2 competing constructors making some deals off the books. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a Ross Chastain action here in the final turn, and we'll just ride the wall out and see what happens. Alex Morris, however, way up on the rear of that safety car. We're going to expect him to get probably a little bit of a throttle limiter there as we continue to wait for Pichau to get caught up. I'm just going to call him Pikachu because it's so much easier to say, and I don't speak good Cambodian nor French. So, once he gets caught up here, presumably this lap we will be going green this time by. Much unlike NASCAR, where they will give you a full lap's notice, they will not. It'll be about Sector 3 here in Formula 1 where we get the notification. Speaking of, I wonder who won the NASCAR championship. Last I saw, Chase Elliott spun out.
Yeah, they spun. Anybody but Logano.
So as it runs right now, Big Moist on the oldest tires with Snoopy Oyster behind him on the second oldest, and then Fort Poser.
Snoopy's AI. He's got a red X on his name, and he's got loaded behind him.
Well, if he's got the red X.
Jesus Christ. The fuck is Phil doing?
Sounds like a little bit of disdain there for the man, the myth, the McLaren. As here in the middle, they are very, very close together. This should be some fun racing here. As Prying Oak is running alongside the very fast journeyman, Nathan Pocus, all the way from Portugal. Oh, we got a car around. In disguise, loses it. Oh my. That's going to put him back. His day just going from bad to worse after being involved in that early on incident.
Somebody just hit the wall. I think Loaded just hit the wall.
Yeah, that would be indeed Loaded Beast. Go on around. Oh, and he pulls out in front of In Disguise. Oh my God. Loaded pulls out in front of In Disguise. Both those cars make contact.
Good, buddy.
And it is going to be a full course safety car.
Nah, we're green, dog.
No, we are. Oh my goodness, we are green. Oh my Lord. Oh my. Absolute pandemonium Pat Dog just casually commentating, what a shit show, looking much like the esports race we saw on Wednesday and Thursday. Poor In Disguise looking like a little bit of Marcel Kiefer there, getting just bullied all over the track. We're going to go ahead and stay right here, though, on the 4th, 5th, and 6th place battle. Curbs looking to make his way back. Remember, he had dropped back as low as about 13th.
Dude,
13th.
what for? God. Okay, thanks for it.
Well, that's going to be another clip.
Driving right into the back of me.
Well, if the way it's going, boys, you might still be in the points when it's all said and done, as we have a hell of a battle here for 4th and 5th. And much behind that, Curbs looking to make a move on the outside as Prying keeps it in, but goes off track a little bit. Not necessarily the wisest move. He should have kept it on. That could be looked and frowned upon by the stewards. I'll tell you what, though, looking at this driver Curbs Hurt F1, very, very fast paces there. Again, an unfortunate bystander on that roller coaster ride between Jamie Shelby, In Disguise, and himself earlier on in the race, dropping back to about P12, P13, now battling back up to compete for the 4th and 5th position.
Go fucking dickhead.
DRS isn't able this time by. We are over halfway through. We have about 9 full laps to go. As Prying looking to make a move. Oh, gets a little off track, and oh, that is not a good look there for Curbs Hurt F1 as he's going way off track. Definitely going to have a little bit of conversation with these drivers about the use of those lines. But man, what an absolute nail-biter here in the mid-pack for those top 8 positions that are going to be really main targeted points positions. Obviously, anywhere in the top 10 is going to be the best, as Woody Main picks up his second 3-second penalty. That puts him at +6, and thus out of the points at this point in time. Oh, Prying gets into the wall a little bit on his own. No fault. Oh, and then Curbs Hurt F1 also getting into the wall on his own as well. These drivers are getting racy, they're getting aggressive, and they are, in the wall again for Curbs Hurt.
Stupid.
These boys are leaving absolutely everything on the table and going for any points that they can get. But in order to get the points, they have to finish the race, as he has a great run there through that last chicane. Coming into the start of sector 2 is, there's almost contact between the two. Oh, and there's contact. Oh, Curbs gets into the rear of Prying, taps that inside wall again, has to back out, and now Prying's going to make the move on Granny Panty, as Curbs has to get on the brake, lock it up, and straighten out. Definitely altering his turn, but a very heads-up play to stay off Granny Panty and not get into the rear of him, because he knows if you make contact, that is going to be a 5-second penalty. It is getting very dicey now as we ride on board with Big Winnie, who's being very cautious here, watching what's been happening in front of him with the P4, 5, and 6 of Prying, Granty, and Curbs, really allowing him to close the gap and now make it again a 4-horse race for this 4th position. And meanwhile, in the front, we have Nathan Pocus looking to make a move on Alex Morris. No use of DRS at this point, but that DRS zone will be coming up soon, and Nathan is hungry all over the rear end of Alex Morris. Curbs, though, is rocking that front wing damage along with Fort Posner and Phil Mustard. Bichau in the pits with a 2.25 second stop. Does not fix his front wing damage. I think he was expecting it would. It does not, but he puts on those mediums to be a little bit faster here for the remaining 8 laps. Oh my, there is just everything going on. As we are now in the DRS zone, we're going to jump back real quick to that P6, P7 battle and see if they sort it out before we jump up to the front. We're getting ready to come into a DRS zone, so we're going to ride on board here with Alex Morris, who did make the move on Nathan Pocus. Nathan Pocus trying to make the move on Alex Morris, cannot get it done. Alex Morris using every little bit of ERS that he has, but unfortunately being that lead car, it is a DRS train. DRS is going to be active this time by as Nathan Pocus easily gets around Alex Morris, but the question is, will he lose out on yet another position at Harper Shock? No, Harper is too far back, unable to use that ERS and DRS to his advantage. And for those of you who are not familiar with Formula 1, the ERS and DRS are artificial speed that is gathered by the car. DRS, or drag reduction system, allows the cars to open up that rear wing, allowing for less drag, and thus getting some more straight line speed down through those areas. The ERS is the second one we talked about. That is deployable at any time throughout the race as long as our drivers have the battery store up. So if you're looking at the stream right now, you'll see in the bottom, you'll see a little battery that says 44, 45%, and then you'll see two lines, a yellow line and a white line. The white line is the strength of the battery, how much it's going to be able to recharge using the motion of the car, braking, throttle, gravity, or G-force, I should say, to really charge that battery. That other yellow line is going to show you the visual representation of the battery as well, how much they're able to deploy. Once it gets down to 0, they have to recharge. You'll see that rear light on the back of the car blinking, much like you would see if it was a rain race, so that the drivers are aware where those cars are on the track. That is your other way to get some artificial speed. When you have those two combined, you are very deadly, very fast. And if you're in a DRS train, you do not want to be that lead car. But now that it's sorted out here a little bit, and we have about 2 seconds now, Nathan Polk is really checking out here. We're going to go back to this battle between Prying. We got a car around, Big Winnie going around. Oh, and there's getting hit behind him. Pandemonium coming out of the turn. iRifle does not get into him, but he is still sitting on the track. So for those cars that are behind, they're going to need to be careful because he is sitting dead straight in the track, reversing, much like you would see in an Austin Powers film. Oh no, Big Winnie trying not to get involved with anybody. And there will be no virtual safety car. There will be no full course safety car. It's just going to be a yellow sector, as the majority of our drivers will get past. Woody Main, now with 6-second penalties, up to 6. He's going to have to do everything he can, because as it stands right now, he will be dropping out of the points and finishing in roughly P11. Jumping back up now to Harper Shock, who must have had some damage. Harper Shock going from what was P3 now back to P7. We did miss that, and I apologize. But Jamie Shelby now picking up a 3-second penalty as well. These drivers are just absolutely hitting themselves in the foot, as it looks like something has happened to Harper Shock. Potentially some wing damage, because he is just not handling the way in which he had. We're going to go ahead and look here and see what it is. Legit Banana showing up. No damage. Just did something on his own. But now it's B. Rut getting in the mix and looking like he may be having a little bit of issues here as we come into the DRS zone. Woody Main leading that pack and comfortably in front. Not going to have to use too much ERS at the moment as he sits at about 22%. Big Moist. Oh my goodness. That's a whole lot worse than I thought. If he was off track and you have it clipped, you can get that removed. Oh. You might be okay. If he was off track, that might be overturnable. So Jamie Shelby currently right now running in P7 and Woody Man in P6, but as you just heard from our in-car commentator Woody Man, picking up 11 seconds, 2 for track limits, 1 for an illegal overtake. Those P6 and P7 are not going to finish where they're at. As it runs now, Woody Man with the plus 11 seconds going to drop from P6 roughly back to around P10, potentially still getting a very valuable point, and Jamie Shelby going from P7 back to P9. And in the front, Nathan Hocus, the Portuguese driver, checking out, saying, "See you later. It's Sunday. I'm ready to go have a nice dinner and have a little bit of wine potentially." Alex Moore sitting there in P2, 3 seconds back. He has nothing to worry about. DRS in front or behind. Big Winnie, unfortunately, DNFing in the pits, doing it the right way. Hopefully, Cody's will leave his car in the pits. It seems that it will. Those drivers still running no matter where they're at on track. Going to continue to stay out there because, hey, there's time penalties, there's been cautions, there's 4 circuits left to go around this. It is still, anything can happen. But if we see a late safety car here as we look at B-Rut trying to do a little bit of a switchback here, coming down, it is very much potentially going to be a wreck here between 7th, 8th, and 9th as we go into the first turn. They're weaving all over the track. Jamie Shelby trying to protect it. iRifle getting around Brandon. As Ford going off track to make a pass, potentially on Phil Mustard. The man formerly known as Phil Mustard. Everything else is pretty much settled out in front of us. So we're going to go ahead and stay here on this battle for P7. Drivers are going all off the track. It's hards. Oh, ooh, that's a little bit of a no-no there for the man Jamie. But the question is, was he given room or not? Because that very much could have been some contact. Oh, and we do have a full course safety car.
Or surprise.
Who went around?
Or
who did?
Or good. What he gets?
Oh, and Jamie Shelby picks up a drive-through penalty, speeding under caution. Oh, no. Add insult to injury as well for him. Not only does he have the +3 second, now he has a drive-through with only 4 laps to go. We're going to see now who dives in for the soft tires, because it is going to go green, flag conditions, with probably about lap 23, potentially 24 for a 2-lap shootout. You never know what Cody's is going to do with this game and the late race safety cars. Harpershock on those softs, though, sitting in a very good position. Although being 12 seconds back, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. As you see, Nathan staying out on the mediums, Alex staying out on the hards, Granny staying out on the hards, and it's going to be P4 back, all going in to put on the soft tires. So we're going to have 10-lap old mediums, 10-lap old hards, and then a bunch of fresh soft tires. This is going to get juicy, my friends. We're going to see what happens here. I don't believe that Jamie Shelby's going to be able to serve his time penalty, but potentially. Unfortunately for Snoopy Oyster, he's lost 13 overtake battles. He's only won 4, and Curbs Hurt has won 11. Your biggest leader, though, Nathan Pocus, having 10 overtakes and no losses at this point. That is impressive. Woody Main sitting here at, let's see. Woody has won 6 and lost 7. Yep. For overtake battles. Well, it's actually just overtakes and lost position, so you've overtaken 6 cars and been overtaken 7 times. I think is how it goes. I'd have to look in it. But, well, Moisty, it's probably a good thing you did not quit out yet, because right now, you're looking at a potential P9, P10 finish. P8, P9, P10.
It's alright. I'm sure Ford will probably drive into the back of me again.
Oh, no. And keep in mind, Curbs, F1, still rocking that front wing damage, still very fast with it despite it. And Pichau also with front wing damage when he had pit before. Not enough for the game to say, hey, we're going to change this. So he might be on auto versus a yes strategy on that, but we'll see. Jamie Shelby overtaking Harpershock under caution. Not sure what's going on there, but we just had a movement as Jamie Shelby just overtaken a ton of cars now. Not really sure what's happening here. Harpershock. Oh, I think potentially trying to give the position back to Harper, as he probably made an error on that overtake. But Harpershock going to be on your oldest soft tires, but he made a nice little jump there from about P11, P12 up to P7 now after the pit stop series. 23 laps down, 3 full circuits left to go. The cars are just about stacked. The Snoopy is getting caught up to the rest of the field. He put on those medium tires, 8 laps used. Pichau on 6-lap mediums, and you have the leaders all on 11-lap old medium, hard, and hard compound tires. The rest of the drivers all on soft, which is our fastest compound, about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds faster. As we see yet again, Jamie Shelby doing some stupid stuff. He's going to get DQ'd. I don't understand why he would do that.
Yep, and then here comes the field stacking up because of a DQ car.
And so the question now is, are we gonna? The safety car's not gonna go in. It's only gonna be basically a 1-lap shootout now potentially. I don't think so. I think we'll be okay depending on the time. So we're gonna have a 2-lap shootout, no DRS. It is going to be strictly ERS. Every single driver with 100% ERS. It is going to be a battle of mediums versus hard versus softs. I am so excited. I cannot wait. I think Nathan is in the catbird seat for this. The question is, can Alex and Grantee make the hards work for them? We've seen recently the hards can actually be racy, especially in some late race scenarios, because it does take a minute for the softs and everybody to get up to speed, get up to tire temperature. The question is, who's going to stay clean? Who is going to stay clean and not make contact? As Prying Oak now has a severe collision, Harper.
Jesus.
Oh no, Curbs and Prying now making contact with one another, and a 5-second penalty to Curbs. I mean, it's absolute pandemonium. This is, I mean, it's just like public lobby stuff happening right now. This is insane.
Yep.
As we're now green flag racing with 2 full circuits left around the track. Harper shot. Oh, and there's cars going around. Curbs going around. Twice in one turn, Curbs goes around. Don't know what was happening there.
Ow.
Oh, and now Harper gets into the back of Woody Man. This is insane. I don't know what these people are doing.
That's all.
Yeah. It's inexplicable. Lap 24, if you need to get a submittal from my stream, feel free. I don't understand what's going on. These Woody, you might still get points out of this. Who knows? But Harper shocked DNF, so it doesn't really matter. The penalty is going to be enforced on the next go-around. I mean, that's why if you have these time-second penalties, why not finish it? If Jamie Shelby got disqualified and he finishes the race, guess what? If he's in the top 10, as Prying Oak now goes around, he's down. Granny Panties out.
What are these guys doing, man?
Curbs is having to sit there. I just... What is that?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness. Nathan, I missed it. I missed it. I was too busy looking at the other stuff happening, and I missed Granny going
I think
around.
somebody got loose on that sweeping corner.
The only thing it could have been there was Grandy, because he was in P2 and P3, and I was all the way in the back. All right, well, we're going to stay here with the mid-pack then. As we finish this out, we're going to stay on the B-Rep, Pichau, Big Moist, and Ford, as Ford is all over the rear end of Big Moist, thinking he's on the go-kart track right now, hopping in his seat. Ooh, Ford going way off track here. Woody still may end up in the points after it's all said and done, and with time penalties. Well, maybe not after the pit, but we'll see now. Potential grid drops? Who knows? It's not looking pretty. This is wild. We're going to jump up here real quick to the Alex Morris, Nathan Pocus. It's the last lap. Alex Morris making those hards work, only sitting about 0.5 of a second off. Now, not as good of series of turns there for Alex, but he is now in the DRS and ERS, but he is out of ERS. Nathan has more of it. This is going to be a Nathan Pocus walk-off.
Thanks, Ford. Just keep bumping me, dude.
And it still could get dicey here between Pichau, Big Moist, and Fort as they're coming down to the line. Big Moist almost getting Pichau at the line, 4 thousandths of a second.
That was like Botas and Ocon.
Yeah, a race. Well, Curbs F1 getting a 5-second penalty as well on top of everything else. Yikes. Woody, do you still have a lap to go? Or is it done? Oh, that's hilarious. 1 minute and 55 seconds behind. He had the pit because of a flat tire and still did not get past. Oh my god, that is amazing. I'm telling you right now, you're in P11, finish the race no matter what happens. No! because you could have moved up, and if you have any penalties, then you get screwed. Oh, y'all. Oh my goodness. What a race, what a finish. This has been electric. Ooh, that is going to be absolutely lit. But Nathan Pocus continuing off strong, showing that he deserves and belongs in Tier 1. Finishing the final race of the season as a reserve in Tier 1 with a win at Abu Dhabi. Now picking up, I believe, his second consecutive win. Let's go ahead and look here real quick. Yeah, second consecutive win of the racing series. Definitely making a case for him. There, that is 2 rounds down. 3 to go with Austin being the Circuit of the Americas, Spielberg at the Red Bull Ring, and Yas Marina being Abu Dhabi for your final 3 races. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. This has been absolutely insane.
There's a league race that never fucking happens.
Yeah, there's got to be some stuff, but Nathan Polka is showing just how dominant, in fact, he was. The only other person to compete with him in terms of fastest lap being Curbs Hurt, and he was even still 0.3 of a second off. Wow. Wow. It's B-Red actually putting in a... Oh, not B-Red, I'm sorry. Rifle putting in a good time, too, at a 1:32.3. Wow. What a race. A race. Gonna go ahead and capture all the incidents as well. Oh my god, there's so many incidents. I'm still going.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Holy shit. Wow. All right. Well, that is certainly something. Not exactly what you expected to see here. But let's see. Let's go ahead and move this over then to Harper Shock there. Jamie Shelby picking up the DNF with disqualification. Legit Bananas did not race. Who is the other Aston Martin?
I don't know.
I can already hear everything just ticking. Oh, it was In Disguise. That's right.
Shit show.
Who was the driver of the day? Did anybody see? I missed it.
I didn't even see.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for, I guess what you would call, I thought this was F1, but apparently it was Wreckfest. So coming at you live.
I don't even know. Me and Fort were tight there at the end.
Yeah, Fort was a little aggressive. He was all over you, but it was pretty good. Hey, thank everybody for joining. We will be back pretty soon. Little Beast also chiming in here saying shit show of a race. People don't know how to drive. Indeed, it was definitely public lobby-esque.
Yeah, it was Wreckfest.
We will catch you potentially next Sunday for another installment of Fat Limits Season 5 Racing miniseries. Good luck. God bless. Everybody be safe.